Flosstube, it's Elena here, the Stitching Farmer, coming to do an update. It's been a while since I've recorded a video. I think it's been June probably. So we did go up to South Carolina to visit my in-laws. We didn't make it over to the Biltmore though. It was very hot and we were like, we went up to Asheville because I had to go to Sassy Jax. I just couldn't resist. But we'll probably go back up around Christmas time. Maybe then we'll get to go see the Biltmore because it was just so hot and just didn't want to go. But we did make it to Sassy Jax and this place is just amazing. So if you ever get a chance, if you're in the Asheville area, highly recommend going up to Weaverville to visit Sassy Jax. They had just so many patterns just all over. They had samplers up on the walls. The original, I got to see the original Eliza Bell Cox. Hopefully someday I'll start stitching on her. And it was just amazing. The edges were all tattered and just so old, but it was amazing. And my husband went with me and he tolerates me. But his eyes luckily didn't get stuck in the back of his head. So I think he rolled his eyes so many times at me while we were in there. I'm like, look at this, and just so much stuff. So what else has been going on? Both my children are back in school, or I should say both children are in school. Logan started the 2nd grade and Holden just started preschool. So that's been a little bit of a struggle. The first week he did great, but then the second week the newness wore off and then he started the crying, which I think he was more upset about his brother leaving him than me leaving him. Logan did the same thing. It doesn't last forever, but it is hard. You see your little ones crying and just like holding their arms out to you, but it gets easier. I just keep telling myself that. He cried just a little today when I dropped him off, but I'm sure he was fine after I left after a few minutes. So that's been a little bit of an adjustment, but it's nice and in a way. I love my children, but it's nice to have some time to myself too. Like, it's Thursday. What day is it? It's August the 29th, and I've had all day by myself since I dropped him off at 8 this morning, and I got some stitching in, and I did a little cleaning. Got to take a shower in peace without, my toddler coming in, mom. So that's been nice. I mean, it's been quiet, a little lonely, but it's also nice to have some time to yourself and get some stuff done without little ones, wanting snacks all the time. So, and I've just been working a lot still. I've gone back to full-time. My husband just started school too. He is doing the electrical program over at Okaloosa Technical College, so he's going to hopefully be an electrician soon. And so that's been a struggle. I feel like I never see him. All I see him is like every other weekend because he's still working part-time too. So like today I'm off, so he'll go to school in the morning and then he'll work tonight over at Home Depot. So that's been hard, just not seeing him. Like I came home last night, I got off at 8, takes an hour to drive home, so I got back at 9, and he was already asleep on the couch when I got home. So I didn't get to see him at all yesterday. A lot of times he's gone by the time I get up. And I had to go in the morning yesterday to do a presentation. Luckily, I only had to talk for 10 minutes because public speaking, I just absolutely hate. I wish I was one of those great speakers like the politicians that you see get up and speak in front of crowds of thousands, but I just wanted to go throw up in a corner. So, but I made it through. I felt confident in the material. I was talking about pneumonia vaccination, so it's a subject I know pretty well, but I just never been comfortable speaking in a room full of people. Luckily it was only like 20 people, so it wasn't a huge crowd or anything, but I got through it and then I had to go to work. So it was a long day. It's been a long week. And then there's a hurricane coming towards us. That's the one bad part about Florida, is you gotta deal with the hurricanes. And Florida man memes. You know, you always see all the Florida man. If you're ever bored, Google Florida man and your date of birth, and it's always interesting to see what comes up. I can't remember what mine was. I think it was something to do with some man and an alligator though. So, but working in a pharmacy during hurricane season, you know, one of the things that is very important to get before you have to evacuate is your medications. But it makes working in a pharmacy not a lot of fun. Phone is constantly ringing off the hook, people, you know, panicking. So it's gonna be a long weekend. I have to work this weekend. It's Labor Day weekend, and the hurricane is expected to hit. It's gonna hit. I live in the Gulf section, but it's gonna hit the peninsula and then come around through the Gulf. So it probably won't be as bad as the lower part of Florida is gonna get, but I'm sure we'll still get some. So I guess that's enough of a life update. I'm sure y'all are all here for the stitching, and that's what you want to see. So I thought first I'll share some haul that I got. You know, when I went up to Sassy Jax, they still have some of the Sarah Brazier, I think. I'm sure I just butchered that. It's not a bra, it's, I think she says Brazier? Brazier? I don't know. So this was a limited edition. I believe it was 2018. She still has some left up at Sassy Jax. I'm not sure how many, but this, I haven't opened it yet, but it is thick. And it's a big piece. I don't know if I'll ever stitch it. I just kind of wanted to have it. But I do like all the satin stitches and all the motifs. I'm just not real big on the colors. They're not very vibrant. But it does make it look antique-y. But I had to have it for my own collection. Sorry about the noise, guys. I had to get the new Noras. These were the July releases. So she did Bumblebees and the packs for that. So it does, there are 6, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 6 color beads there. And, ooh, it has Whisper Gallery. I didn't notice that. The Whisper is like a fuzzy type of thread. I haven't stitched with it yet, but a lot of people complain that it's very difficult to stitch with. And that's mostly why I haven't tried it yet. I think I have that color. It's the white, the W99 Rainbow Gallery Whisper. It's a neat looking effect, but I just haven't tried it. And then the Krynic. I like stitching with Krynic. I know a lot of people complain, but I don't mind it. And then the other part, so that was the Queen Bee. And then this is Miss Honeybee, which kind of reminds me more of like the Worker Bee. And her called for. Let's see if I can get up a little closer. This also has the Whisper. So, she's cute. I love her boots. Only 4 for her on the bee pack. And then I believe this is the same Krynic. I wonder if I could have got by with just buying one of them for one set of them. So I am become a Just Nan addict. I shouldn't, a collector, I should say, collector. So I recently I've started my Just Nan collection. This is Witchy's Sister Mouse. I don't know how hard these are to put together. I'm going to find out hopefully though. But I think she's so cute with her little witch hat. Yeah, there's a little witch. It comes with the, oh, it's sealed, I don't want to open it. It comes with a little witch hat though, and her tail, and then there's some beads that go with it. So I think they're so cute. The little witches, or the little mice, there's so many of them. There's like a Romeo and Juliet, what else? The witch, the snowman, or Santa Claus and Miss Claus, a gingerbread mouse. Super cute. These, I started collecting these too. There's, I believe there's just 4. There might be, sometimes she does a Christmas and a winter one, so sometimes there's 5. I can't remember though for this one. But these are the little Autumn in the Meadow. So she has it done as a picture, or as, I guess you could do like a needle holder. I was going to start this one actually for fall, and then I looked on the back at the thread. I thought it was just DMC, but it actually uses the Gentle Art samplers. I think I have some of these colors, but not all, and I've just got too much going on right now to purchase it, so maybe next year. I also, she's doing scissor rolls, the little mice scissor rolls. So this is Summer Mouse. This is not, spring is the most recent one, I believe. And then the autumn one, I think she said it's coming out at the end of next month. So I think they're adorable. Just love them. I saw some people, I think they were in Australia, they had, their husbands made the little bobbin things. I thought that was a really cute idea to roll this around. Sorry, glare, I can't get rid of it. But this one is DMC floss. It's a little bit more accessible than having to order. You know, you can get that from, you have a local Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Joann. And this one was a little bit harder to find. This is Just Nan Snowball. I did find it at a shop, so I didn't have to buy it off eBay at an exorbitant price. So I was thankful for that. I went to kit this up, and the fabric, so it calls for white opal casual linen, and then also a piece of Zweigart Blizzard Blue opal casual linen, and I could not find the blue anywhere. But I'll show that. And I searched the internet. I have scoured the internet for that piece of blue Blizzard Blue fabric. I can't find it, so I think I might just have to, I was looking for just some kind of blue opalescent. I think I might just have to buy a piece and try to dye it myself. I've never dyed linen before, but I thought maybe just getting some blue Rit dye and maybe just dyeing it real quick, because it looks like it's a very pale blue color. And then it also comes with the some specialty thread and the little, these things, they're in here. You can see that there without the glare in the way. So I really love this. I really want to do it. I looked over it, and it does look pretty complicated to put together. Hopefully I can manage it, but I love it. There's also, she has another, I think it's called Twilight Flower Ball or something. That one you can't find, I can't find it anywhere. I did find it on eBay, and it was going for over $100, so maybe someday, but not anytime soon. With my husband in school and kids in preschool, it's very expensive. I'm sure as many of you know. So for right now, I'm just looking at stuff that's available to buy. This was even pretty pricey, and I got it from a store, not eBay. I think it was around 40 though. Don't tell my husband. So I'm hooked on this stuff. I don't know how you pronounce it, Bay or Bay, but it's Madagascar coconut mango. It is so good. I tried some of the other flavors. I tried watermelon. It was okay, but This is my favorite. I love tropical. I love coconut. I don't like the coconut pieces, but I love coconut flavor. So tulip needles, recently discovered them. I love them. Haven't used it long enough to see the longevity of them, because I think I like every needle when I first start using it, but after like a month of using it, it's like your hands, the oils or something just kind of eat away at the needle and it's not as smooth anymore. So I'm hoping they will last. I got the combo pack, so I like to stitch. My favorite to stitch with is 28. I like little needles. The smallest they come is 25. So this was the combo pack. It's got 22, 23, 24, and 25 in it. I don't know if I'll ever use the bigger ones, but the 25, I've been using it on 28 count fabric, and it works nicely though. But I do like to stitch with small needles. Oh, Leslie Hurley, I saw she is doing a stitch along for this. I love it. I've had it in my stash and I really want to start it. I've been looking for an excuse to start it. I'm never going to finish anything the way I've been starting stuff, but I love it. I think this SAL, I believe, starts on September the 1st. So I might just have to, it takes, I was gonna show the floss list, but I believe it's all DMC. Yeah, just without showing pattern or anything. So it does look like it is DMC. I've heard the fabric is hard to get though. I'll probably just look through my stash to see if I have anything like it, or just order. I was thinking about doing the I think it's light country mocha linen. I think it would look good on that, so I might have some in my stash. I'll have to go check it out. But that starts September the 1st, and I was watching Leslie Hurley's Flosstube this morning, and so I think I might join in on that. The 1st is Sunday, so I might start on Labor Day because I'll be off that day since it's a holiday here in the US on Monday. And so let's see what else. That's all the oh no, one more. Oh, I guess 3 more actually. Oh, did I show? I think I forgot. So Cottage Garden, 12 of these that are coming out. This is number 11. I think it's just adorable with the little pumpkin. I haven't started any of them. I have them all. They are probably bigger than monthly series though. I don't know if you could get that done in a month. Maybe if you like really plow through it. And floss list. Takes mostly Wix dye, and then she also provides the DMC alternative. I'm not crazy about the pink fabric. I'll probably change that. I don't know what I would do it on. I don't know, maybe I'm not a big pink person, but I do like these series. It's always a bird and flowers. So that was the Tufted Titmouse and Bittersweet. Really adorable with they all have a house in them, so pumpkin house. And then I had to get the last of the series. These are so I guess 3 B's, 3 C's, and these are the S's. So spider legs, really cute. I think I'll make that a project for next year though. Snail slime, and then skeleton polish. So really cute, I like those. I was gonna show, I just got a new bag, project bag. Let me go grab it. Okay, I'm back, I found it. So I love Mama Joan bags. I got Mama Joan. So this one, since I'm a pharmacist, I had to get anything that has like pharmacy, and I especially like the old timey pharmacy you know, the old mortar and pestles and the little old vials. So I love that with the different poisons and then the different pharmacy names, and of course it's vinyl see-through. And I thought that would be perfect project bag for these, since it kind of goes hand in hand. Scary apothecary, poison apothecary. And then, oh, I got this at Sassy Jax too. It was the new hands-on design. So, and also, so it's what I make with my hands, I give with my heart. I got the Sulky thread floss pack that goes with it. Still haven't stitched with it yet, but everyone seems to love it. I'm just gonna stitch it on the white. I think I'll have to be pretty careful, especially with the red. It almost looks like it got washed and bled a little bit. And then it comes with buttons and some felt. Figure out what the red was for on this. Looks like I'll actually have to cut something out. I think the red felt is that heart there. And then little flowers and buttons. And a little, it looks kind of like a charm that says, what does it say? It says handmade. I don't know if you can see that. So it's cute. I don't know when I'll start that either. Just like any of my projects, I think I'm more of a collector than a stitcher a lot of times. I just have to have it. All right, so what else? So I get, anytime I hear mystery, stitch along, it just like sucks me right in. I just have to do it. So there was a, I'll post the link below to her Etsy shop, but it was a Russian designer, a stitch along. It was called Sea Tales, and it was a mystery. So she released a part every 3 days, but you had to finish the first part before you could get the next part. So I finished it, all of it. So it's cute. Where's, let's find a piece of paper to back it. I stitched it on white. I wouldn't call it opalescent. It has a silver, I'm sure you can't see the silver sheen to it though, but it's cute. If I had a daughter, I'd put it in her room, but I don't, I have sons. So I don't know what I'll do with it. I'll probably just put it in the box under my bed with everything else. So it was a pretty quick stitch. It was fun, like you didn't know what you're stitching, so it's always a surprise every few days to see what part was coming up next. So yeah, I get like sucked right into these things. Get super excited about starting something new, but glad I actually finished it. And that's the first one of those I've finished. Usually they just sit around. All right, so what else do I have to show? Still working on Halloween rolls. So I've got 2 more parts to go. My September goal is to finish the last 2 parts. I'm not gonna unroll it, but those are 2 of the parts there. So I'm a member of my local EGA chapter. We meet twice a month. Sometimes I don't get to join in because I have to work every other weekend, and they meet on Sundays, I think the 2nd and the 4th. So I don't always get to join, but I did take a class with them, a needlepoint class. So I always thought needlepoint was like that basket weave stitch. Like you've seen the Dimensions needlepoint kits, and it's all that was. So it never interested me before. But these ladies, they do like some of the most amazing stuff I've ever seen with needlepoint. I didn't know there was stitches like they do. So I took a class with Tony Gertis. It's called Under the Copper Moon. This is my progress on that piece. So this is a piece of fabric that we cut out and use some kind of iron-on glue to glue it down with. And so just look at the different stitches. Let me see if I can find something to put back behind this so you can see it a little bit better. So many different types of stitches, and it's like the chatelaine specialty stitches. That's like all you do. So it's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it so far. This is where the moon will go, so it's a bit of a mess. But I'm gonna have to applique the moon on. And that doesn't look like much fun because you have to, it's like on a separate piece of fabric and you have to basically stitch it onto there. So not looking forward to that. But it's been fun. I like it. And if you ever do needlepoint or any kind of cross stitching or anything, I highly recommend getting a mini straightener. That thing has changed my life, I have to say. They make the threads lay so nicely and perfectly, just side by side, so pretty. And you can use it like on everything. I've used it on metallics, the silks, everything, and it makes them lay just beautiful. So let's see, what else to have here? And of course, lastly, my chatelaine. Still working on Versailles. Someday I will finish this. So I think since last time I have finished both the bows. Piece of thread hanging out there. One of these, this one, I messed up on this whole section. So I had to rip that out and redo. Ugh. But it's kind of, you can see like the big holes in it. I've tried like massaging it to get it out. I've heard if you wet it down, that will get rid of the, where you robbed it. I just kind of, that's hand-dyed silk there, so I don't know if I really want to wet that. I really just want to, it's not that noticeable, so I'm not that worried about it though. Maybe it'll relax over time. I really want to push on through though and get this done. That's going to be my goal for September, is to get the palace. The back side of the palace will go there. So I will flip the camera so you guys can get a closer look at it though. Just a minute. Alright, so I'm back here with the close-up view of my chatelaine. This is Versailles. Yeah, I'm not real crazy about that yellow, but maybe when I get it all done, it will come together. So this is the bow. I haven't done the lattice work yet. There's gonna be, the palace will go here, and there'll be 2 more little bows coming off, which requires lattice work too. So I'm just gonna wait. This here is silk lame, and you can see the hint of sparkle in the silk. I just love working with silk lame. I think it's my favorite. The trees, they weren't a lot of fun to stitch, but I like the effect. So there's silk lame in the middle and then the overdyed on the outside. The fountains, the fan gardens. Still got to fill in this here. I love this. This was wildflowers. So it's a little bit thicker. You just use one strand of it, but I really like the color variation in it. It wasn't terrible to stitch with. I believe it's a type of wool though. So I'm working on the outside border, and then I'm going to start the palace. This is, I was gonna show, try not to move it too jerky. This is the thread pack. So I always order the thread packs from European Cross Stitch. You go on there and you know your jaw's gonna drop at the prices, but it's hard to kit all this up yourself. And it does take some time. You know, it usually will take about 6 weeks to get from European Cross Stitch. This isn't used much. It's the only place I've used it so far is in these little gardens here. It's the green. But lots of Glorianas use a lot of this color here. That's what these bows are stitched with. This color is really pretty. I like it a lot. Lots of variation. This one too. It's pretty. And I just leave them in the floss away bags. And then got your metallic treasure braids. These you iron out nice, they iron out nicely, and then they're so much easier to use. Lots of gold, like so many different variations of gold. Look at all those gold colors. More gold, more gold. And these are all different shades of gold. Another gold. More gold. And then get a blue. And then these are the silk lamaze. That's all the water that's in it. Greenery, greenery. Purple decoration, pretty purple color. A bronzy color. That one's probably my favorite. And then another green. This is the wildflower, so you can see they are quite a bit thicker. It's made by Karen. They're a little bit harder to use, but it's not too bad. And then some water lilies. This is the Karen overdyed silks. Nora uses a lot in her Mirabilia pieces. So different colors. That one's pretty. That one's pretty too. So you will use a lot of this though. So that's my update on my chatelaine. I really want to push on and get this done by the end of the year so I can start a new one. And sometimes it's kind of hard to stick with a piece for so long. Like I started it, it's been over a year now since I started this. So I really want to get it done by the end of 2019 so I can start. I think next I'm going to do Scotland mandala. I want to stitch it and listen to the outliner books. So that is where I'm currently at. So thanks for joining me today and watching my video. If you have any questions, just drop me a line. I always try to answer any questions anybody has. Sometimes I get busy with work and it takes me a little bit to answer some questions. I went back home whenever we went to South Carolina. I went back up to my hometown as well. I'm from Calhoun, Georgia, up near, it's like an hour northwest of Atlanta, up near Rome or Dalton. So went by my grandmother's house, and I have given her, she's real big into angels, so I've given her a couple of angels. I did one dimensions piece. I cannot think of the name, but I say it in the video, which I'm going to share. And then one of the lavender and lace angels, the angel of fall or autumn, I'm not sure which fall term they use for it. That Marilyn Levitt, I think that's her name. It's Nora Corbett's mom, the one who does the Mirabilia. So I stitched one of hers a few years ago. So I'll throw those on the end of the video so you can see some up closes of those. But thanks for tuning in, and hope you enjoyed watching. And I'll see you. Hopefully I'll start recording videos a little bit more frequently now that I have some more free time to myself without little kids running around. So I'll see y'all next time. Okay, so this is the lavender and lace piece I stitched. I think I stitched it while I was pregnant with Logan, so that would have been 7 years ago. This is the fall angel. I can't remember the exact term they use for the lavender and lace, but oh, let me see if I can get up a little bit closer here. This was stitched with the called for linen and threads. I think out of all the seasonal angels, I think spring is my favorite of them. But I did like this one. Sorry, my kids are in the background watching Cartoon Network. This one had some beads. And it also used, I believe it was the DMC Gold. I think I bought this as a kit. Hobby Lobby used to have kits for these. And a few of the Mirabilias. I bought Titania as a kit at Hobby Lobby. Probably 15 years ago. I want to say that this was one of the water lilies in her, but it's all the call for everything, so. It's like way up high, so I'm trying to do my best to get close on that. I'd like to stitch the other 3, but I have a long list of things I want to stitch, so I don't have them yet, but hopefully someday I'll get them. So that is the Fall Angel by Lavender and Lace. That one is still in print. They will probably never go out of print, so you'll always be able to get those from what I've read online. Alright, so I'm at my grandparents' house, and this is the cross stitch I did back in 2003. It's a Dimensions Gold. It's called Innocent Guardian. This one was a very fun stitch. I did this back in college a long time ago. I did all the call for, I just used everything in the kit for this piece. So I remember I love stitching her dress. Little French knots and the grapes there. Sorry, it's got a bit of a glare on it. It's her base. I think these were all French knots here. Maybe that one looks kind of rough there. This one is now out of print. I had to look on eBay because I couldn't remember the name of it. And woo, it's quite expensive. I wish Dimensions would reprint some of their older ones. I think they'd sell pretty well. But, sorry, there's like a huge glare. Let me see if I can move. You can see it a little bit better now. I want to say it took me 6 months to stitch this piece. I just love the colors, the purple, green, and gold. The wings, I remember, were a challenge. I feel like anytime you stitch with white, it's a challenge. And of course, the horrible gold that they use in their kits. It's kind of lost its shine. It's been Well, stitched it back in '03, so quite some time ago, 16 years ago. But when I first started stitching, that was all I really stitched was the dimensions gold, because that's when you go to Michael's or any of the craft stores, we didn't have a local needlework shop, so that was all that they had there was, or that I liked, was the Dimensions Gold collection pieces. So that's what I used to stitch back in when I first started stitching. So that was a fun stitch. Let's see, got one more here. It's up way high, so I won't be able to get close on it though.